In a remote village, there lived a woodcutter named Karam Dad. He was a very hard-working and simple-hearted man. His wife was Zinat, who was his support. Both lived in a small house, and Karam Dad went to the forest every day, cut trees, and sold wood to run the household. After some time, Zinat fell ill, and one day she passed away. This was a great shock for Karam Dad. He was left alone, but he had a small son whose name was Noor. Noor was very young at that time, and Karam Dad decided that he would not leave his son alone. He started taking Noor with him to the forest, where he would cut trees and make Noor sit under a tree.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Noor would play, and Karam Dad would work. Time passed, and Noor grew young. Karam Dad thought that now he should marry his son. He married Noor to a girl named Fatima. Fatima seemed very good and sensible, but her true face soon came out. Within a few days of their marriage, Fatima put all the household chores on Karam Dad. She would rest herself and tell Karam Dad, "Father, you are getting old. You should work more so that we can live comfortably." Karam Dad never said anything. He endured everything silently. Noor would go to work every day, and Fatima would sit at home and give orders. Karam Dad now had to do all the household chores along with chopping wood. He would get tired, but never complain to anyone. One day, Karam Dad realized that his life had become very difficult. He wanted to tell his son, but he would remain silent every time. Finally, one night when he fell asleep very tired, he saw his wife Zinat in his dream. Zinat told him, "Karam Dad, your sacrifices will never be in vain. Your son will appreciate you, and the injustice done to you will end." When morning came, Karam Dad made his son Noor sit next to him and told him the whole story of his life. Noor realized his mistake, and he convinced his wife Fatima to treat Karam Dad well. But Fatima did not listen to him, but instead began to be more cruel. One day, when Karam Dad was chopping wood in the forest, he heard a strange sound. The sound was coming from behind a tree. When he went closer and looked, there was a mysterious place where there was a small pond. An old man was sitting on the bank of the pond who said to Karam Dad, "You will definitely be rewarded for your sacrifices. Your son will appreciate you, and the injustice done to you will end." Karam Dad thanked the old man and returned home. The very next day, Noor saw with his own eyes that Fatima was oppressing Karam Dad. Noor scolded his wife Fatima in harsh words and threw her out of the house. Fatima realized her mistake, but it was too late. She left the village and never returned. Karam Dad and Noor started running the house together, and peace and tranquility returned to their lives. Karam Dad told his son that patience and hard work have a great place in life, and every injustice is definitely rewarded. Karam Dad and Noor started living together. They knew that injustice is definitely rewarded, and there is always a bright future for those who are patient. After some time, rumors began to spread in the village about a strange creature. People said that there was a creature in the forest whose body was full of thorns and whose face looked like a human. The creature came near the village at night, and whoever went near it disappeared. One night, Noor saw the creature. He was standing outside the house when suddenly he heard a strange sound. When he looked, the creature was standing in front of him. Noor saw that the creature had a face like Fatima, but its body was full of thorns. The creature said to Noor, "I have been punished for my injustice. Now I am trapped in this forest forever." Noor told this to her father, Karam Dad, and the two decided to try to get the creature out of the forest. But when they reached the forest, the creature had disappeared. Karam Dad and Noor tried to find this mysterious creature in the forest, but it was nowhere to be found. The villagers were afraid to leave their homes at night for fear of this creature. Some people claimed to have seen this creature, whose face was like Fatima, but its body was full of thorns. The creature roamed in the darkness of the night, and whoever went near it would disappear. Karam Dad said to his son Noor, "Son, we must know the secret of this creature. Maybe it is someone's curse or the result of someone's cruelty. We must help it, no matter how scary it may seem. Noor agreed to his father's words, and the two decided that they would go into the forest the next night and chase the creature. When night fell, they both reached the forest. The moonlight was shining through the trees, and there was a mysterious silence in the air. Suddenly, they heard a strange sound. The sound was coming from behind a tree. Karamdad and Noor slowly stepped forward and peeked behind the tree. There stood the creature, whose face was like Fatima's, but its eyes were filled with pain and anguish. The creature looked at Karamdad and Noor and said, "Let me go. I have been punished for my injustice. Now I am trapped in this forest forever." Karamdad asked the creature, "Who are you? And what happened to you?" The creature replied, crying, "I am Fatima. I wronged you, and now I am being punished for my sins, and I can only be free when someone forgives me." Noor recognized his wife's voice, and his heart was filled with pain. He went closer to Fatima and said, "Fatima, I forgive you. No matter what your appearance is, you will always be my wife." Fatima looked into Noor's eyes, and tears began to flow from her eyes. Suddenly, the thorns began to fall from her body, and her appearance began to change. In no time, Fatima returned to the form of a normal human. Fatima fell at Karamdad's feet and apologized, saying, "Father, please forgive me. I have wronged you so much, but now I have understood that love and patience are the true treasures of life." Karamdad picked Fatima up and said, "Daughter, we all make mistakes. The important thing is that we learn from our mistakes and do not repeat them." Karamdad, Noor and Fatima started a new life together. They knew that injustice is always repaid, but every problem can be solved with forgiveness and love. The villagers also learned about this incident, and they praised Karamdad's family for their courage and generosity. Fatima changed her life, and she started living happily with Karamdad and Noor. The rumours about this mysterious creature in the forest also ended, and peace and tranquility returned to the village. This story teaches us that injustice is repaid not only in this world, but also in the hereafter, and the heart of a person should never be cruel. The end of the oppressor always serves as a lesson. Tell us in the comment box how you liked this story.